Hello, guys. Welcome back to Talk Football Live. We are here to preview the biggest sporting game in the world. There's been a lot of talk about this. It's not the Super Bowl final. It's not. It's the World Cup final. That it is the biggest, it's the most watched sporting event in the world.
They're
Over a
throwing
billion
jabs. They're
people
throwing jabs.
watch the game. No, it's funny because I saw an Instagram video where they were asking people like how many people watched the World Cup final. And people were like, oh, 5 million or 10 million or 100 million. Nah, it's over a billion.
Yup,
Like 1.5
Billy.
billion.
BBB.
Really.
The bees,
So that's the game
man.
we're here to talk about. And it will be featuring Spain, who I know a lot of people maybe didn't expect to make it here. Charles, I know you had them in your bracket. I
I
had
had
them
them
in my
as the
bracket
winner.
too, actually,
I have them as the
but we're
winner.
here. Messi is back again. I think it's fair though because like France did back-to-back finals and then they lost the second one. Argentina is back-to-back finals, so let's see whether
And
they
they'll
lose
and
their
they'll
second.
and they'll lose the second one.
Let's see. But it's Spain. The story here is Yamal versus Messi. How are you guys? You guys ready to dive into this?
Always, always.
All right, so
Doing
let's
good.
let's talk real quick about let's talk about the semifinals. Let's start with the Spain game against France. I think that game went a way probably no one predicted. I mean, I think there are people that said, okay, Spain could have won, France could have won, but I don't think anyone expected in my opinion, demolition that we saw of France. Right?
Was
Since did
there really a
you see that?
demolition? It was just two goals.
It was 2-0, but like we talk, so I remember when we did the preview, right? I remember I brought up the stats. Spain had the best defense going into the semifinal. Only one goal conceded. They've still only conceded one goal in the whole tournament. France had the second best, I believe, with only two. But France's
Yes.
attack was very superior. They scored a lot of goals. So it was supposed to be a case of like best attack with a
Versus
very good defense
Defense, yeah.
versus the best defense.
yeah, France is actually second best
France didn't
attack
get a.
behind
They didn't get a.
Argentina.
Okay, but France
They're
didn't get a
one
sniff in that game.
goalless. Yep.
Didn't get a sniff. What happened? What happened in that game, guys?
Control.
France didn't get a
Control.
save. Is that what he said?
They
They
didn't
didn't
get a
get a sniff.
sniff.
A
Oh,
sniff.
yeah. Didn't get a sniff. I mean, I think so. This is what I was telling my friend. I told him that I think France came into that game with no plan at all. I don't think they came in with some kind
Ouch.
of belief that we do what we do and magic will
Vibes.
happen. But
Vibes and this
Vibes.
and that.
but Spain, Spain came to that game with a plan. They had a plan, and they stuck to their
Interesting.
plan, and France just couldn't come out of that funk. And another thing is,
Mm.
how is Digne the starter for
Left
France?
back.
Yeah, how is he
I
the
feel that
starter,
was a
man?
big error. I feel that
With
was a
with
big error.
with the amount of talent that is in that country, I'm like, this is who you guys found.
Who would you who would you use to replace him?
Theo Hernandez should have
That's what I'm
started
saying.
that
I
game.
don't know. I don't know. I couldn't think of anybody. I was just like,
No,
like the fact that that is who they have. I'm like, wait, oh, this team is a little bit. There's comma
Ferland
somewhere.
Mendy is injured, so there's that. But I expected Theo Hernandez should have started that game.
let me say
Like,
something real quick.
yeah,
So
Charles.
people before I say this, how many games did Digne start? He has started all their games, right? Ahead of Tio Hernandez.
No,
No, no, no, no,
no,
no,
Theo
no, no, no,
Hernandez
no, no,
started
no,
the
no. He
first game
started the
for
first
sure. I
game.
don't remember if he started the second or third as well.
Yeah, I
So
think
Digne
they
has
show.
played.
But in the knockout rounds, I think
Digne has been
definitely
playing
quarterfinals, semifinals. Virginia. I don't
exactly.
know why.
Deschamps was convinced that he was their number one guy.
I don't know why.
I don't know
That
why
Digne was number one.
I
That
think
Daniel was
Deschamps
number
got
one.
convinced that he was their number one guy. He believed that was the number one player
Yeah,
for
if
them,
you
and
guys remember, they rotated. So Theo Hernandez started the first game, but then he
Okay.
switched to that left side. It was Hernandez and Due that started the first game. I remember that for sure.
He
And
switched
then
to
they
Bacola and
switched to Bacola and Dinia in the
yeah,
Digne.
second game. I think he went back to Due in the third game. I don't remember if Hernandez started that one as well, but he like France's squad is so deep that they rotated and it didn't really look like it. Like Chouameni sat out some games, Kone
Yeah.
came in, Rabiot sat out some games, Chouameni started. Like they rotated a little bit. It wasn't that obvious because the main guys of Mbappe, Olise, and Dembele.
Dembele.
Those three always started. So whenever you saw those three, and then you had Upamecano and Saliba always starting, same with Magnon, same with Kunde. So like the core, there was that core of like 7 players that always started. So it wasn't very noticeable when the other guys came in because there were still big players in there, right? Like Dinia is not a bad player. He's just
I mean,
when
it's
you're
not, yeah.
Because I want to counter Cincy on two
yeah.
things. I want to
Mhm.
counter Cincy on two things. I think people nitpick on people because when you don't win. France has been winning smoothly, easily. This wasn't Dinier's first game. They've been winning smoothly, and Dinier has been playing. So I don't agree with calling Dinier out. Yeah, he caused the penalty, but I don't really agree with calling him out. That's number one. Because I think, and it goes to number two. Number 2 points is this. I don't think France didn't have a plan. I think they had the plan they've always had from the previous games. What happened is, which was what I said would happen before the game. Spain took control and France didn't have a response. It's not that they didn't have a plan. They were basically the best team. Everybody predicted them to win. Most people predicted them to win. So they couldn't have come this far without a plan. And they couldn't be coming to face Spain, a fellow former world champion, without a plan. I don't think they didn't have a plan. I just think whatever plan they had, Spain countered it and they didn't have a response. I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
I think France, they were playing with vibes, to be honest with you. This entire World Cup, I think they were playing with vibes, man.
Yeah.
I think they were actually
they
just
got
playing with vibes.
started out in midfield tactically.
But the vibe was flowing. It was flowing until they met a formidable opponent. Then they got exposed. Then the weaknesses started showing. The only reason why I did not see it was because it was covered with glamour.
Right? You were that game live. What did you see?
Yeah. I'm taking in the comments, trying to make sense and parse it all together, right? So I went back because I was fortunate enough to watch the game live. Thank you, which was pretty nice. It was very entertaining. I gotta say, the fan love for Mbappe is crazy.
I can imagine.
Just take it from me, like Mbappe is loved. Like they put his picture coming out of the tunnel to warm up on the jumbotron, and the whole stadium was like, wow! I was like, what's going on? But this was just his picture before I even stepped on the pitch. So it was a great atmosphere. The French fans were louder. It looked like, for sure they had the confidence that they were going to win. And everybody had the confidence that France was going to win.
Except me. I didn't.
Except me. I didn't either. My prediction for this World Cup has been, from day one, Spain versus Argentina in the final. I called it. Happened. And I called Spain to win it. Although Messi might want to prove us all wrong, but we will see.
Messi might bring you pain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it was vibes. I think it's if you've watched Real Madrid versus Barcelona, you know exactly what happened to France, right? Okay. You have the stars, you have the talent, but you have a team that won't give you the ball. And no matter how talented and how filled with stars your team is, if you don't
need the ball,
it's so hard.
Control.
So difficult to make things happen.
But France knew this going into the game, though.
You can know it, but
it's one thing to know it.
Still not have a way to play against it.
I think
exactly. They didn't have a plan. They had no plan.
They didn't have a plan.
They didn't prepare well for it.
So even if you have a plan, what do you end up doing, right? You want to disrupt play. You want to make it static, stop-start. That's not the kind of football that makes France win, right? Yep. France benefit from doing what? Quick switch of play, quick counter-attacks. But you have a Spanish team that want to.
And counter-attack is exactly how you beat teams like that.
But that's if you get the ball.
It's counter-attack.
But you could see it. If you go back and watch the clip, the first 15 minutes of that game, it looked very scary for Spain. They hadn't settled down. So scary for Spain, right? There were 1 or 2 quick passes that, if not for last-ditch defending, literally just the defender turning around and kicking the ball to intercept it, Spain were through. France were through.
France was through,
Yeah. So there were a couple last-minute ditch defending made all the difference. Yeah. And that was where the game could have been lost very quickly or won very quickly by whoever took advantage, right? But Spain were sharp. They had their eyes between their head. What I observed, right? What I observed was a French team that got startled by what they have been used to not working for them.
Yep. They didn't have a plan B.
It's like the whole competition. What do we do? Things are not working on the left, give it to Dembele. Things are not working with Dembele, give it to Olise. Things are not working to Olise, give it to Mbappe.
That's the vibes right there. That's the vibes.
Between that
but since you technically that's a plan.
That's their strategy.
That's the plan.
Their strategy is get the ball to our.
It's as simple as that.
You call it vibes, I call it the plan.
Everybody does the same thing. To an extent, everybody does the same thing, right? For England, is get Gordon down the wing, right? Or get Kane deep in to play out a ball ahead of him. For Argentina, get Messi solo 1v1 to a defender and he beats the first man and then see what comes of it. Everybody has such a plan.
Yeah.
The thing with this game is there were not that many chances for France to play. Right? For anybody to really create something that would make it like, oh man, this is a clear-cut chance. So the chances, though they were there, they were very, 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 very tight because the Spanish defenders, Porro was a beast. He won the man of the match, right? He was a beast. He was so good. So good. I was like, these Tottenham guys, they are Romero, the same thing yesterday. Porro today, I'm like, they went through hell trying to stay in the Premier League because it showed on the field, right? They were really, really playing. So I won't say it was vibes as much as I would say like they met. It is the classic Barcelona Real Madrid, right? Unless you have that quick counter, that quick release down the wing where you catch the team when they're all up front, is very, very hard to break their possession football. And that's what they faced. They faced a very hard time breaking that possession football. And the result is, okay, you want to foul, you want to get set pieces and things like this to disrupt their game flow. But outside of that period where Spain looked shaky, once they settled into the game, it was like a training match.
It was like child's play, yeah. There was a clip. There was a 30-second clip I saw, and it was just
for the first goal.
I'm sorry?
For the first goal.
Yeah. Spain passing in circles, in triangles, basically. It was it was always three men around each other with a French attacker or defender in between.
Confused.
They were just not able to get the ball. And it started from the midfield as it progressed. So it was pure tiki-taka back in the day. Pure tiki-taka was seen again. Basically, they brought it back and they really, really did it. I think, like you just said, France had a plan. They had the plan they've been following all through. They just met someone who countered that plan and they didn't have a plan B. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. And I don't think Spain even tried to. They were not intentional about doing anything.
They were just playing their own game.
They were just playing their own game. But what I noticed too was the partnership of Rodri and Fabian Ruiz. Oh my God. The two of them, they are both big, they are both tall, they are both strong. They boss.
And both very technical.
So you are saying they'll you're saying they will undo Messi. That's what you're saying.
So hold on, let's talk about England and Argentina real quick.
Wait, before we get to that game, I would just say they took 4 big threats out of the game. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 big threats out of the game. We can say Barcola is maybe a medium threat, but when he had his chances, he had his chances. They took them out of the game. So, except for something really, really going wrong, that's maybe Cucurella falling asleep when Messi's one-on-one with him, or somehow Messi finds himself on the other wing and Pedro Porro tackles him stupidly and gets a red card or something stupid. I don't see that midfield plus defense, if they are as sharp as they were against France, being so sloppy to give them so many chances. Right? They will have their chances, but I don't think they'll have many chances. But it's going to be a very, very technical match.
So let's talk about Argentina then. Let's talk about the Argentina we saw in the semi-final, because that will give us an idea of what we're going to see in the final, right? We've talked about what helped Spain win. What was it that Argentina had against England that helped them see England off?
Who are you asking?
Nothing.
Or Messi?
Nothing.
Let me ask you.
They had nothing.
Let me ask you.
I think they had
CR7
nothing. Man.
CC.
They had nothing. They had nothing.
CC. Take
Up to the
emotions
Hold
out.
on,
Take
point
hold on,
emotions
hold
out.
England
on.
was
I want to hear
1-0.
this.
No, I am. They had nothing. I watched that game now. They had nothing, man. At the point where it was 1-0, I believe that game was still very much balanced. You
So what
know,
happened?
again, Q needs to just leave. That guy is just a useless guy, man. Like, for him to peg back like that and just have England just sit down and defend. In fact, there was one picture somebody sent me of the way they were packing. Even Moreno no pack boss like this. I'm like, bro, he had like 11 players almost at the box 18. 9, 10 players. I'm like, what is going on here, man? And it wasn't like England wasn't pegging Argentina when it was 0. I mean, they were playing them man for man. And if they had just stuck to the game plan, and even if they had waited to like maybe like the 80th or 85th packing the box, I will understand. But to start so early, that was the biggest mistake against the best player in the world. You know, and for me, that was just I mean, I couldn't believe it when I was watching it. And immediately I saw the formation, I was screaming to my friend. I was just like, come on, man, this is a bad idea. This is I've seen this movie before. This is a bad idea, man. These guys are going to score. I'm sorry.
You said something.
You cannot survive this.
You said something where you said against the best player in the world. Is this setting Messi up for another Ballon d'Or?
No,
Because
it may be referred to Enzo Fernandez. So.
Are we playing?
Self-admitted. Let's move on.
Ballon, for
No,
Ballon d'Or,
I'm moving on. No,
there's a chance.
Even his subconscious knows it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance you could get the Ballon d'Or. I mean, at this point, because of
who are the other candidates, Cincy? Who are the other candidates?
I mean, Kane was the other candidate now.
And Dembele are the other candidates.
Yeah, but with
so let me jump in on this Ballon d'Or talk. The last time Messi won Ballon d'Or in 2022 was after the World Cup when he won it.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I still have this argument with a friend till tomorrow.
And I agree.
Haaland should have won that Ballon.
I agree.
But the level at which FIFA, UEFA, everybody, whoever controls this whole Ballon, whatever, the level they put the World Cup is so high beyond everything else.
Everything, and exactly, that's the problem.
So unfortunately,
they weigh too much. The weight is too much.
I don't want to say the word too much.
And for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because
it's just 7 games.
For just a competition that
a short period,
it's just fine margins. You know, I'm like that is just ridiculous, man. When they do something like that.
But here's the caveat.
Greatness is defined, though. Greatness is really on the margin.
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing, though. Since
right, it's the best players that make it to that tournament.
I think
going through a process to get there, and you have the best players, and to get all the way to the final, to get to the knockout round, your team has to be one of the best. And then you have those players that show themselves. Like, it's no surprise Kane is one of the highest goal scorers. It's no surprise Haaland is one of the highest goal scorers. It's no surprise.
Yeah, and it's unfair to those guys. It's unfair to those guys.
Not really. So
no, dude, think about it. Messi, what did Messi do this year other than this World Cup?
Wait, hold on.
Because are you really going to quantify Inter Miami?
He won the MLS, his third place in CONCACAF.
This guy, please stop with this MLS, man. Please,
you asked him what he did. That's
stop with the MLS.
He's trying to answer your question.
Hold on,
you asked the question.
FIFA is using 7 games. FIFA is using all these games to judge Messi. That
by the way, it's not FIFA that awards.
It's not FIFA that awards. It's by journalists all over the world.
Whatever.
But I have a question for Cincy. Cincy, I have a question for you. If not Messi, who?
I think the other guy should win it. Whoever has the most goal, I even think it should be based on stats. Since when did you start using trophies?
Who is the president?
I'm still waiting for the name, Cincy.
I mean, Kane was the guy that we were talking about. Kane was the name that was being mentioned.
What did Kane do?
What did he do?
What did Kane do to deserve it?
Well, look at his numbers now. Look at his numbers.
So let me tell you.
If you look at NBA, whenever
he does.
Listen. Let me finish my statement. Let me finish now. You go back to your statement. whenever NBA picks their MVP, it's always based on stats. Go and look at it. When they pick their main players, always based on stats. Why are we picking players based on one competition and trophy? It doesn't make sense because one player can also change the situation. Imagine last World Cup, that big save that Martinez. Let me finish now. Don't be interrupting me in the middle of conversation. That's rude. Don't be doing that, bro. So imagine last year, the big save that Martinez made. He won Messi the World Cup. But Martinez, for me, won Messi the World Cup. But nobody will say that. But
he
now,
won
because of that big save, Messi won the World Cup. And now the whole glory goes to him. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. The Ballon should be based on the stats, not one trophy, not one competition. And that is where the FIFA corruption and all this crap comes in. I don't even know how they even got to the point where all of them's brain are synchronized to make the World Cup so prestigious and just say, okay, because you
but it is the World
Cup. Even the year Cannavaro won, I was shocked.
This is the biggest sporting competition.
Yeah, no, it is. Even the year Cannavaro won.
Nothing else.
Even the year Cannavaro
nothing comes close.
Nothing else comes close.
Yeah, I get it, but I feel like it's
no, you don't get it because
you don't get it. You don't sound like you get it. But let me respond to something.
I get it.
I respond to something you said.
I get it.
So here's the thing.
I get it.
Since you mentioned stats, Kane has the stats in UEFA in his league, but he didn't win the Champions League.
Okay.
He won his league. He didn't win the biggest club trophy. You understand? So that's already kind of a dent. If Messi wins the World Cup, Messi will not only have the World Cup, he will also have the stats. He's not the highest goal scorer in the World Cup. He probably has the highest assists this World Cup, or probably will be at the end of the day. The point is, if you look at the stats,
what competition?
I understand, but we just explained to you, that competition is not like every other competition. It's different. Whether you accept it or not, it's just the way it is. So
I shock you.
So work with what's available. The point is, World Cup is above everything else. So if you say focus on stats, Messi has the highest World Cup goals as we speak right now. Not just in this competition, but in the World Cup in general. That's a start for you right there. Now, if he now wins it, no one has done back-to-back World Cup since 1930-something or 50-something. I don't remember what year it is. The point is, you can't say because, and trust me, I'm on your side. I was on your side 24 years ago when it was Alan versus Messi. So I get where you're coming from. But the reality is, World Cup is bigger than everything else. Accept it, no this and no peace. That's just it.
Real quick comment from UD, and then let's talk about the actual final.
So, okay, how about the years that we don't have World
They will focus on other things.
Then how do we make up?
They focus on the biggest.
We've been doing that.
But they do that though. Like last year was Dembele because they won the Champions League.
And that's why I say that if you use the stats makes it more consistent.
But
you're using World Cup
you can't
this year,
use,
and this year you're
using
it doesn't make sense to me.
You can't use the stats from someone who scored 90 goals in the J League to compare against someone that scored 10 goals in the Champions League.
Come on, man.
But that's the thing. Like, the World Cup is so much more heavily weighted than everything else. Your 7 goals.
It's not Intercontinental Cup. It's World Cup.
The whole thing doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. World Cup that Messi played. How many teams did he play? He played Jordan. He played Egypt. He played. Come on, man. What are you guys talking about here? Look at all the crappy teams he played. And we're just going to give him the award like that. I call him because of that.
Since you know this crash out, right?
It doesn't make sense now. It doesn't make sense.
You know you're crashing out right now, right?
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that this is how you guys are looking at this thing.
It's not you guys.
The guy played Jordan, he played Algeria, he played Egypt, he played Cape Verde. Then you now tell me that because of this, I'm going to give him the best player of the year.
And then he played England, and then he provided to us.
Waiting Rice don't see this year. Waiting Rice, I don't see this year. Rice for England. Waiting that boy don't play this year. That guy should actually win Ballon. If I go pick my Ballon, I will pick him.
Put him in his back pocket.
I will pick him over what he has done this season.
Okay.
You will pick Ronaldo too, so we're not surprised.
But for us to look at the competition that way, I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
Let's talk about the
this is the way it has been done for a while. This is not.
Let's talk about the final.
Right.
Spain, Argentina. Right.
Should we take the third place first?
Let's finish England, Argentina.
It No, just because it's done this way doesn't make it right.
No,
Though.
but
It doesn't make it
we're
right.
spending
It
a lot
doesn't
of
make it the
time.
perfect system.
So we should ignore the biggest
we
Yeah,
football
accept
competition
it,
in
and
the
that's
world,
fine.
where the greatest athletes prove themselves on the margins of greatness, and we should ignore it completely and remove it from history and say it's irrelevant.
We can't do that.
We can't.
No, I'm not saying we should say it's irrelevant. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
So if we're
I'm
not
saying
going to
that
ignore it,
it
then we
should
have to
not be
acknowledge
used as a
performance
criteria
in
to
that
determine the
competition.
best player in the world. Then,
I would say one thing.
So why don't they just make the best player of this competition, World Cup, make it personally for World Cup. Make a prestigious award
In
and
a
give it to
World Cup, yeah,
Make
we
a prestigious
factor in the
award.
World Cup.
I would say
think
this.
it's
I'll
I
say
that
this.
make the Ballon.
So where I agree with Cincy is this. I agree with Cincy on a lot of things, and he doesn't even know I agree with him. Like I said, I have argued the Haaland versus Messi thing back in 2022. The reason I agree is I think if anybody that year, Haaland broke EPL record, broke Champions League record, won treble. There were so many things that were going for Haaland. I think if a player hits that high note, World Cup alone should not let someone else take it from him.
Yeah.
But this year, no one has done what Haaland did in 2022. Dembele that won it last year in Champions League, yeah, PSG won, but where are the numbers? Kane that has the numbers didn't win Champions League. The point is, no one has the numbers and the trophy to compete with a World Cup winner.
Well,
If
I think
Messi wins the World Cup, he's going to have the
if
numbers and the trophy in the World Cup. So that makes it higher for him. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally
If you-
disagreeing with you, Cincy, but I'm saying in today's
What I'm
year,
saying is that they need to
I think Messi
find
takes it.
a more consistent criteria for the Ballon. That's what I'm saying. They need to find something more consistent.
Well,
Not
I
this
think
year
the
you are
Ballon
using
vote
World
for
Cup,
that year.
and this year you are using something else.
There's no criteria that takes away the definition of what the award should represent, right? No matter the criteria you want to
But
go
that's
and
not the
bring.
point I'm making. I'm only saying that they should make
the
it
point of the
consistent.
award. The award is to give the
But
most.
it's not consistent. It's not consistent. Why am I giving somebody
I
award
think
this
we
year
need to
because
move
he
on.
won World Cup? And the following year that there's no World Cup, it's something else.
Who knows who the
comment about
journalists are going to
England
pick? At the end of the day, I think the three people that I think are deserving of being on the podium.
We already know who they're going to pick. If Messi wins it, they're
Messi, Kane, and
Yudi,
Dembele.
you were going to make a comment about the England-Argentina game before we move on.
Yeah, we're moving on from the Ballon d'Or. I'm going to make a comment about the Argentina and England game. Yeah.
England.
This was a great game. I was expecting what happened to happen. You know what hit me? What hit me was when that 3-man tackle of Messi happened, right? Where first Kane came in, he cuts him. I think it was Elliot Anderson came in, he cuts him too. I think the last person now came and just Elliot Anderson was the foul. He just blocked him. He didn't let him pass. But he caught the second person that came in. I think it was Rice or somebody or Bellingham. One of them put their leg in.
I think it was Bellingham.
Right. Yeah. When that thing happened, I was like, y'all don't make this man mad. Right. Y'all don't make this man mad. Because that 3-man tackle that slammed Messi on the ground like that, I've seen that image so many times.
So many times.
Against Real Madrid. So many times. And whatever comes
and it just gets him worked up.
Whatever comes next, take it, take it or leave it. It's like his leg is made of vibranium. Like the more hits it takes, the more the shiggy that he's going to show you right after, you know. So once that happened, I'm like, Messi is going to cook this game. I saw it coming. But as far as Tuchel and all these comments about Tuchel getting it wrong, Tuchel not being a great manager, this game is exactly almost like for like Arsenal PSG Champions League final. It's almost exactly the same game. PSG doing everything and anything to get that ball into the net. Granted, theirs was penalty, right? But this is where I'm like, this is the greatness of Messi, right? It's not a penalty that got them back into the game. It's like thinking outside the box. It's a corner kick that nobody expected. It's crosses that are pinpoint accurate. On the left foot, on the right foot, that's his weak foot. So this is where I'm like, okay, the margins are even finer. But this was PSG Arsenal. Arsenal got the lead, sat back, waiting for what PSG could do, and they kept coming, right? PSG kept coming until the penalty. But there was nothing else to change the game. They dragged it out to penalties. Eventually, Arsenal lost on penalties. I think Tuchel, he didn't plan to be ahead in that game. I think his whole play was we will drag this thing as long as we can, use our physicality, and power through the end of the game, bringing on our wingers. He didn't see a world where he would be ahead and leading in the 60-something
that
minute.
early.
So psychologically, he didn't plan.
He didn't prepare for it.
He didn't prepare for it, right? So when it happened, he started reacting. He started reacting to everything. The first reaction was, "Oh my gosh, we've just taken the lead. We've just taken the lead, and these guys still are controlling the game. They are spamming my box. I better get numbers in that box." So he's like, "Okay, you know what? Let me bring on an extra central
defender."
Because Gordon is an attacker. There's no reason to keep him sprung back to be defending when the box is being attacked. So I'm going to bring on an extra defender to get these crosses out of here, right? Hoping the wingers will take care of their job. James on the right, Spencer on the left. And they were doing it. They were doing it until the 80-something minute where James went off. I mean, Argentina still had their chances, don't get me wrong, but everything didn't lead to a goal yet.
Nah, they were not doing it though. They were not doing it. Argentina
they
was
were
looking
doing
like
it. I mean, the game
Argentina
was still
looking
1-0.
more likely to score. No, Argentina they were not doing it. Argentina was looking more likely to score.
You're making my point. Let me get there. You're making my point that the game was still being led 1-0. So what does Tuchel see? He sees his team still under pressure despite getting 5 defenders in. And he's like, okay, how about I strengthen the midfield, right? I get 4 players in the midfield, reduce the attack to 1 player. He brought O'Reilly on, right, to help Spencer on the left, right? And then he took Rice off, which I think was a mistake, but I don't know why he took him off. He's been taking him off early.
Rice was ill.
Exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
So he's been taken off early because of tiredness. So he took Rice off and then brought this guy to replace James also on the right back, Dan Burn, because now Konsa had to shift to right back. So he was doing what he thought would stop what he was facing, right? Because remember, before this whole substitution even started, before the first one got on, they were under pressure already. It's not like they were not under pressure. They were already under pressure with the 4-2-3-1. They didn't have a way to get a foothold in the game. Do you know what I think they really missed? They missed someone like Bernardo Silva. Someone like, who else? Rodri even. Someone that is good on the ball, but can hold it in midfield in their own half. That's what they missed. Kane is the closest person in that team that I think can do that job. And, you don't get the ball off of him, or you commit a foul, or he finds something useful to do with the ball in an attacking sense, right? That's what they missed. And they didn't have the player. They didn't have Foden. That's who would have done that job for them that day. And would he have played him? I don't know. But they didn't have him. Putting wingers on would have just caused what happened against Arsenal PSG. You'll see Saka in his own back third, right? They will still be defending. It won't have changed the game in the way people think it would have. They needed a holding midfielder that was capable of being comfortable.
You can't say that, man.
We've watched these games.
You cannot say that.
If
now
you
you are
watch
reaching.
Barca
Now
Madrid,
you are reaching.
If you watch Barca Madrid, you can't say that.
I think if Rice
you cannot say that. I disagree with that one. You can't say that.
You just want to blame
the shot from Enzo Fernandez, for example. If Rice was on, Rice would have been more alive to that danger.
But Rice was tired. Who else did you bring on?
That's what I'm saying. If Rice was fit, like Rice is a player that could have done that, who could have anticipated that kind of thing.
But he was tired. So what do you expect the manager to do?
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, the physicality he thought was his advantage, which is my point, is that he mentally, it's not like he didn't know what, is that he didn't plan for a world where England would be one goal ahead with so much time to spare. Because if he planned for that world,
but when the situation happened, so in his right mind, he feels like that was the best thing for him to do.
He was reacting to what was going on.
Exactly, he was reacting.
He was reacting to what was going on, which is never the way to approach.
He reacted like he wasn't a good coach. I'm sorry, man. He reacted like he wasn't. He reacted like what I expected from him. He reacted exactly like what I expected from him. The guy is useless. That's what it is. He's not a good coach. I have before this
you
World Cup, I
won
said
Champions League.
I
against
never
Pep. It's
rated the
not
guy.
that easy.
I never rated that guy, man. I don't even know. I don't know what people see for the guy. I don't know what I see for the guy, man.
He's a Champions League winner.
He's a
Careful.
Champions League
I
winner.
So is what's his name?
All right.
Di Matteo.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right,
And
moving
go
on.
ahead.
Moving on. We're just gonna spend like 2-3 minutes on England France. Just maybe predictions. What do you guys expect? England France.
Man,
Charles,
that game that's going to be played by
30
Team
seconds.
Team C.
They might not even play the starters.
Yeah, they probably would not, except
yeah,
maybe
so
Mbappe.
that's part of the prediction I want. 30 seconds, Charles. What do you expect?
I expect some. I mean, they won't play starters, but maybe 1 or 2 starters. Someone like Mbappe will probably start because he needs to boost up
Get
his
the golden
numbers
ball.
for World Cup. Historically, he probably plans to become the highest goal scorer in World Cup, and this is his game. But because we are thinking it, England Tuchel may be thinking it, so we'll play some decent players. Now, if you look at it very well, all the two teams, even if you're starting their team C, team B, whatever, it's as if they brought babies to the World Cup. They are all top players.
All stars in the ring.
Yeah, Kobe Menu for England has not kicked the ball. Kante has not kicked the ball for France. These are still top players. These are guys that are probably going to play. So I see as well a very, very decent game. Prediction, I think France wins 2-1.
Okay, Cincy, 30 seconds. What you expect and who wins?
Honestly, I don't care, man.
So France win? France win as well?
England, I give it to England. I don't think they are going to take the game serious. So England will probably win by accident.
Accident, okay.
Okay, Yudi.
I think France will still have more hungry players. People like Turkey want to prove himself. Mbappe will want to get the highest goals in the tournament. So I think they are more motivated to play. I think England's loss, despite it being, like a close encounter, closer than the Spain-France one, I think it was very demoralizing because a lot of hope was riding on them this year. So I think they would be more defeated mentally than the France players and more checked out. I think there are France players that, honestly, as much as they don't care, they have reason to still play their best ball. And then Dembele wants to win Ballon d'Or, Mbappe wants to show up as Mr. World Cup, right? So I think they win the game. I think 3-1, 2-1. I see France winning. They might not even concede, but given how unimportant the game is, I don't think the defense will be on point. And Saliba is not there too for France. So 3-1, maybe 2-1.
Okay, so 2 in favor of France. Since it thinks maybe England stills it. All right, let's face the final. Spain versus Argentina. We talked a lot about Spain's midfield, their possession football. Argentina have undoubtedly the best player in the world. Whether he wins the actual accolade to say that or not is yet to be determined. But they're coming up against Messi. We know the Argentines play for Messi. We know how aggressive Argentina are. I think it's going to actually be a perfect matchup of a Spanish team that dominates the ball against an Argentinian team that hunts for the ball relentlessly. Those guys run for 120 minutes nonstop, trying to get the ball to Messi. UD, kick us off. What do you expect?
Honestly, I'm just happy to be there. No, but see, I think the summary of this game, this one that's coming up, this final, is the biggest brain. The biggest brain, that's in terms of when you think of football as a mental exercise versus the biggest heart.
Versus what?
Heart.
The biggest heart.
Okay.
That's passion versus tactics. That's what we're gonna see, right?
Which is which?
Which is which? Thank you.
Yes, Spain is obviously the tactics, right? These guys are playing La Masia football. They are playing as a unit. They are all lockstep in line, right? They are drilled. They know what the other person is going to do before they do it. I saw it with my own eyes. These guys are good, right? They're good. But playing against Argentina in the final, from the last one, we know what is done is never done. And the way they've been playing this World Cup, we know that when they go down, they don't bow down, right? Now, would that be enough to beat the Spain side? Who knows? It's a final. Anything can happen. I predicted Spain, but the way Argentina has played this World Cup, I know that they have an extra gear and they're not afraid to go all out. Now, against the disciplined Spanish side, all this last minute defending stuff that worked against France may not just come off and they may be down, right? The only thing is Argentina is not as fast. Argentina would rather do a slow build-up play, but a slow build-up play against a well-organized side will not work, right? So it should be a cagey match.
Yeah.
Honestly, it should be a cagey match, but you have game changers, you have match winners, you have dynamic footballers that can make people make mistakes, right? Lamine Yamal can cause red cards, can cause yellow cards. Messi, on the other hand, same thing, right? Pedro Porro was great, but coming up against Messi, Cucurella, Pedro Porro, all that back line, they will have to, Laporte. Like, I can see Laporte having 2 left feet if Messi gives him a step over or 2. So this game is going to be exciting. I don't have an answer for you. Rodri will try to bust the midfield, but I know the South Americans, they will not let him. So it will be shared possession. Nobody will have full control of the game. And that match in the midfield, they might just skip over it entirely and just be box to box. So expect a crazy game. I don't have, my prediction is Spain, because I think despite all the passion, right, if you are drilled and the team is drilled, unless somebody sleeps, like falls asleep, you are going to get your results, right?
Yeah.
You get 1 or 2 chances, you put them away, you just continue to stay disciplined to the end of the game. It's how Man City put out even the worst of Liverpool threats. That's essentially what we're about to watch. Liverpool, Man City. Big passion, great technical players like Salah, Firmino and Mane, the years they had them, right? Versus that front three of Man City. Any front three of Man City you can pick. People that know what to do at any point can quickly get at you with their tactics. So that's what we're watching this Sunday is Liverpool, Man City, essentially. And you have it there, McAllister versus Rodri. So the big midfield brains working against each other. So that's the game. Who wins? I say, I'm a City guy, so I say Rodri takes it, but he's Messi, man. You can't write him off.
Can't rule out Messi. All right, Sissy, give me your thoughts.
I think for me, I think we are crediting this Argentina team too much. I think we are giving them too much credit. Again, like I said, they've played practically nobody, and the first person that they played that was actually real competition was England. And when they got there, Messi wasn't doing anything up to the point where England started defending. But I think against Spain, I think Argentina is finally going to meet an opponent that is going to give them a very, very tough time. I don't see how Argentina wins this, I think it's going to be a very tough game for them. And it also depends on how the scenario plays out. If Spain scores first, I absolutely believe that they're most likely going to win it. But I also don't see Argentina scoring first. That's you see where I'm going with that. So I don't also foresee Argentina scoring first. Only if maybe corner or free kick or something. Again, you never say never, but I don't see them scoring first. But if they do score first, I still think Spain still can come back and win it. So whichever way it goes, my hand is still going to Spain. I think Spain still has everything to take this team away from Argentina. Again, like I said, I think Argentina, they are resilient, yes, but I think we are crediting them too much. Again, which is why I'm bringing back the strength of their schedule before we get too carried away with this team. Because I think that's one thing we always do. People get carried away with facts, and the facts are the facts. But don't ignore them and say because it's Messi, we ignore it. No, the fact is,
I mean, the fact is
they played practically nobody.
The fact is, they would have played Colombia if they were better than Sweden.
It doesn't matter. You did. That does not matter.
It doesn't matter because on the day you have to win.
This is who they played. But this
I think it's a good place for me to
England. It's England.
But these are the teams they played.
England is one of the favorites.
Okay, so
these are the teams they played.
England is one of the favorites. That's the fact.
We're 2-2.
They're over there.
But these are the teams they still played.
They played England. England is top 4. What are you going to say? Top 4 is not good enough.
And again, it comes down to that fine margin I was talking about. That the margin is too fine, and that's why we are getting all this.
That's where greatness is defined, though, on the margin.
I don't think so, man. Because it's greatness, but Messi is the one playing these whack teams, and you are calling that greatness. You are playing Egypt, you are playing Algeria, you are playing Jordan.
Okay,
How
we're
is
two
that
for two.
greatness?
Charles,
When Ronaldo played one thing, how
Charles,
did he play?
Charles,
How
Because
is that
that's where all
greatness?
this anger is coming
How
from.
is
Just
that
admit
Guys,
the
greatness?
guys.
issue.
It's
Oh yeah,
greatness
hold
Charles,
for
on.
jump
that.
in.
Let me
Charles,
join up. Let me join up.
jump in. We're two for
So
two.
here's the
Are
thing.
you gonna go Spain or do you have something else?
I'll save that for last. So I agree with both of you, both UD and Cincy, to a fault, to a point. I agree on the part of Spain are solid. They have what it takes to beat Argentina. And also agree that Argentina is going to bring passion to the game. And that passion has carried them this far.
Mm-hmm.
The day I was convinced about Argentina was I've always been convinced about them, but the Cabo Verde game that I don't know if it went to extra time or didn't go to
Yeah,
extra
It
time,
went
but
to
extra
extra
time. I
time.
know
it went to
penalties.
extra time.
Yeah,
Eventually they won it.
it was
That was the
1-1 in
day.
extra time. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
That game had 3 goals scored
Yeah. So
in
that's the
extra
day I
time.
realized that these guys are playing with the heart. And sometimes the heart takes you far. If you want it more than the other person, something Messi said, that at some point they realized England didn't want it as much. That was
Wow.
why they stepped up. Messi, that was Messi's statement. Those are his words.
Wow.
I agree with those comments of heart versus skill, all that good stuff. I agree with Cincy that quote unquote Messi and Co they haven't played anybody. But I also disagree. And this is where I disagree. I'm big on results. If Messi wins this World Cup, and let's assume Argentina win this World Cup, in 200 years from now, when a child Googles who won the World Cup in 2026, it's with Argentina, the name will come up, the country. Nobody cares who you played. Nobody cares. No, we still have CC. Nobody cares who you played. Nobody cares who you went in group stage. The point is, and that's why when people were criticizing Thomas Tuchel, I always defended him. You may not like the way he's getting the results, but he's getting the results until he did it. You understand? The point is, whether I was Cabo Verde, Messi played, Argentina played, whether I was Panama, everybody had the chance to play somebody small. It was depending on how you did your thing. Some people did not qualify in their group stage. They were not number one. So they ended up facing someone tough. That's not Messi's fault. That's not FIFA's fault. So the point is, if your excuse is Argentina has not played anyone strong until today.
You're deceiving yourself.
No, man, land.
So
let Charles finish.
Since you told me not to interrupt you earlier, so you two don't interrupt me. Let me land. The point is, if your excuse is Argentina has not played anyone strong enough until they met England. The point is they met England and they defeated England. So now they play someone strong enough. So what do you have to say about that? The point is, you can't say Argentina is not doing anything. You can't say they're not doing anything. They're getting the results. That's the only thing that matters. Nobody cares how you do it. Just do it, like Nike. The point is, these guys are that fight. I mean, okay, since they went out of group stages, Cabo Verde was extra time. Egypt was leading them by 2 goals with 10 minutes to go, and they came back and won 3-2. You can't tell me, take your bias out.
Time, that was extra time.
Take your bias out. You can't tell me these guys are not doing it. Something is working for them.
A lot happened in that game, but I'm not going to dive into that because that is another
we know.
That a lot happened in that game.
A lot happened in that game. But wait, let me land. A lot happened in that game. A lot happened in that game, Cincy. But the most important part.
But don't ignore the fact. So when you are making this thing, please just make sure that
I'm about to tell you what the fact is.
Ignore that part of the game.
Or not, I'm about to tell you about it without telling you about it. The way I'm going to tell you about it is the fact that everything that happened in that game, it doesn't matter because Egypt still led 2-0 with 10 minutes to go.
Okay.
You can't tell me anything that happened before that game matters. Egypt led 2-0 before the game ended, 10 minutes to go, and Argentina still came back. And you can't tell me any of the 3 goals Argentina scored were bad goals. You can't tell me they were fluke goals. You can't tell me the goals were shaky. I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you can't say that.
Again, it comes down to the level of difficulty.
Let me land my plane. Let me land my plane.
And again, it's my own personal opinion. It comes down to the level of the difficulty, man. It just comes down to the level of difficulty. The reason why that is happening because they are playing Cape Verde, they are playing Egypt.
Well,
maybe they go play better team.
All I have to say not Portugal because we know the source of.
Maybe they go play better team.
No, leave that alone. The point is,
I'm so convinced. I'm actually so happy.
And they're going to play Spain.
They're actually playing Spain. And I told somebody, I said, listen, if Messi actually beats Spain, I will give him his flowers. I will give him his
You have
flowers.
already given him his flowers. What is what you're
his
talking
flowers.
about, Boyans?
But no, what? Let me even take that back. If I don't want to even use Messi. If Argentina beats Spain, I will give them their flowers. Let me remove Messi out of it. Because my claim is not even on Messi. My claim is on the team.
Yeah.
I feel like we are giving the team too much credit than they are supposed to have.
The team is in the final of the World Cup.
I get that point.
You can't get better than that.
This Argentina team has
for the second time in a row.
If you look at all the people they played,
except me,
it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. This is over analysis. It doesn't.
It doesn't because here's why. Here's why.
The second World Cup.
Yeah, I can say it doesn't matter.
Listen, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
World Cup final.
It doesn't.
Please, let's move on. I don't want to have this conversation. Let's move on.
So here's my take. Here's my take.
Let's move on, please. I don't want to have this conversation. Let's move on.
Okay, you hold on. Let me land. You hold on. So here's the thing. I'm landing. The point is, Argentina are playing with heart. Everything I've seen from Argentina, from Cabo Verde to Egypt, I know I'm getting there, to Egypt to England, makes me believe Argentina can take it. But because of the way Spain controlled France,
yes, they can take the.
I expect. Since you let me land now, you told us to interrupt you, like you're interrupting me. Let me land. With the way Spain controlled France and shocked France,
you don't do one half way.
I expect Spain to do the same thing to Argentina. I expect them to control the midfield, control the defense, control every aspect of the game, tiki-taka style of play that Argentina will try, but they won't succeed. So I'm giving Spain a win.
Okay.
Maybe
so
extra time. 3-3. Let's say your prediction, Ayo.
Do you guys think there's a blowout, or is this something that will be close? Anyone think it'll be a blowout?
See, this game, I've told you guys, you're not listening to me.
I won't be surprised if they blow them out, Sha. I won't be shocked.
It won't be a blowout. This game will be like Man City, Liverpool. Man City will have possession, control. Liverpool will do one counter, go. Right? Don't forget, Spain, France. France were not demoralized in the first minute, second minute, third minute, fourth minute, fifth minute. That game went to after the second cooling break before it became, this is a lost cause. I don't expect Argentina to put down their heads if Spain go 1-up. I don't expect Spain to put down their head if Argentina
go 1-up.
Both of them will keep doing what they are good at doing. And I don't think it will be a one-sided game where Spain controls the whole game. I expect Argentina are good at possessing the ball. They're good at winning fouls, right? I expect them to have periods of possession too. Now, how does Spain react to not having the ball? That's something you have to think of. Man City doesn't react very well to not having the ball. That's the same thing that we're looking at here, right? How does Spain react to not having the ball? Do they freak out if they try and do their quick get back the possession and one or two players are out of position and they are sprinting back? Do they freak out? If they freak out, can Messi pick out the pass? He absolutely can. Do they have Alvarez, who's good at playing Barcelona, who plays in Spain? Don't forget, these are two Spanish sides, quote unquote, playing. They know themselves.
Yeah.
So no one is going to have monopoly of ball. No one is going to have monopoly of ball. Expect a trade-off in goals on both sides. This is not going to be a 1-0 pack the balls kind of game. No. Argentina will force Spain to play. I still see Spain edging them out, but I don't see this being a close, cagey game. It's a final, yes, but I think both teams have identity. They're not going to be shy. Maybe they start shy, but they're going to grow into the game, and it's going to be a cage fight at the end of the game.
Just one more thing. Spain has only conceded one goal in the whole World Cup.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
From Belgium.
It doesn't matter.
I think it matters. The Spain I've been watching, I think it matters.
I don't think it matters against a team that is capable of taking and retaining the ball. It matters if other teams cannot get the ball from them, which I didn't see France doing. I don't see England doing. I don't see another team.
But I see Argentina. Does Argentina really retain the ball?
How did England? How many chances did England have?
That's how England considered.
How many chances did England have? Because they kept spamming crosses.
No. Again. See? No. Because they were playing deep now.
Why were they
Because
playing
they
deep?
couldn't get the
Why were they
ball.
playing deep?
They were not.
Have
No.
they played deep the whole
I know the game they
tournament?
will watch. No, they did not have those kind
But
of
have they
chances.
played deep?
They were not really holding the ball.
Have they
They were
played
not really
deep the
holding
whole
the ball like
tournament?
that.
Have England played deep the
Yeah, they
whole
were not
tournament?
really holding the ball.
Have
They were
England
not.
played?
When they holding the ball. Was
I
Argentina
I
holding the
agree
ball
with
when they
Sisi
were
on
playing
this.
when it was 0-0?
Wait, hold on. I agree
Hold
with Sisi.
Hold
The
on.
reason
What are you
Argentina
saying?
had
I'm
more of
scared
the
because
ball is
Nigeria
because
compete
England
sometimes,
fell
man.
back.
I beg.
Now, that doesn't
But
necessarily mean Argentina doesn't know how to have the
Why
ball.
did
Argentina
England
the old
fall
Why
ball.
did
back?
England fall
Argentina
back?
the old ball.
Why did
Why did
England fall
England
back?
fall
Why
back?
do teams fall back?
Argentina the old ball.
Because there's pressure
Fear
that
now.
never
Every the
mounts.
start of that game.
Fear. That came from the coach. That came from the
No,
manager.
There was no
It
pressure.
didn't
They decided
actually.
to
So
defend.
they
There was no
didn't. They
pressure.
had 4-2-3-1.
Hold on.
Go
So why
and
did
watch.
they?
Listen to an
Go and
interview.
Why
watch.
did they? So why
I
did they?
think it was.
No. So
Go.
why
I
did they
think it
defend
was.
from the beginning?
Was Kane.
Why did they defend from the beginning?
I don't
Why
remember
did
if it
they
was.
put pressure from the beginning?
I don't
There was
remember if
nothing
it was
to
Kane or
defend.
Bellingham. But the person said that the instruction from the bench after they got the first goal was to go for the second goal. So England wanted to attack. That was the instruction
They
from the bench.
couldn't.
But they
But
couldn't.
they
They
couldn't.
couldn't.
And I
See,
think
we will watch the game and you will understand
where
what it
Tuchel
means.
made a mistake was that Tuchel started reacting rather than going on the offensive. I think he started to react because what Argentina did was they started to go wide. They brought on Nico Gonzalez, who is a left-sided winger, and I think within the first 5 minutes, he bit his guy on the outside and put crosses into the box. That's when Tuchel reacted and brought on another right back. When he pushed Conta out wide. I don't remember who it was that when he took Gordon out to try and counter the chain of Nico Gonzalez.
He put
So
Ruiz
from that
out
point
and then
on,
he
it
put
was
Consta
reacting to
in.
what Argentina was doing from that point on.
Yeah, he
But
started
anyway,
So you're
reacting,
saying
and
you're
that
saying the
reaction
root
is
was
what
Argentina's
your
attack.
opponent is doing.
we're 3-3 on Spain. We'll see
What's
whether
your
Messi
prediction,
has.
Ayo?
I can't predict that game, man. I can't. It's gonna be. I'm happy we're getting to see it because I think these are two of the best footballing sides over the last 4-6 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And we haven't actually I actually looked up the history of Argentina versus Spain. They haven't met in a competitive game since 1966. That was the last time they had a game that meant something. The rest have been friendlies. They've played in friendlies. Argentina has won a couple. Spain has won a couple. Argentina had a 4-1 win in 2010. Spain had a 6-1 win in 2018. That game ended 2-1 at halftime, though. So it must have been a thing where they were sub. So we've never really seen these two sides meet. And I think it's a good test to see Messi. It's a good test for the tiki taka because at the international level, there are not many teams. Like, I don't remember who was it that mentioned Liverpool. There are not many teams that play with heart and the same technical ability that Argentina
Abilities.
have.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the South Americans and African teams play with that passion, but they don't also have the technical ability to match it when they get the ball. It's one thing to win the balls, another thing to also be able to retain it when you win it with heart. So I'm looking forward to the game.
But going back to the question
My
you
head
asked,
is in,
going back to the question you
but
asked, Kayo,
the Messi factor.
the question you asked about the trashing, me, I
No,
won't be
there
surprised.
won't be any. There won't be a trash.
No,
I
I'm
can
just telling
that
you.
I can that I can.
I'm not saying there will be a trash, but if it
Yeah.
happens, I will not be shocked. If it happens,
I will be
I
shocked.
won't be shocked.
I'll be shocked.
I don't
I
see
won't
it
be
I'll-
happening.
shocked.
It's a
I don't see it
final.
There
I'll
won't
be
be a
shocked.
trashing.
I won't be shocked.
It's
I
not
don't
going
see
to
it
be a
3-0.
trashing.
I don't see
You
it
did. You
3-0.
said yes to
I never
trashing.
trust person for
I
final.
said
Even
there
if
won't be a trashing.
even if
No.
Argentina
Not
go
today.
up 3-0 like they did against France, I still see Spain getting some goals in. It will be close. It will be
Yeah.
Okay.
close. Anyway, that brings us to the end. Thanks, guys. Look forward to the start of the EPL season. It's coming.
All
It's
right.
coming.
Well,